Hello, hello. Welcome back. We're going to continue our quest on getting better at making mods. So, if you're familiar with BeamNG mods, you're probably familiar with the Universal Dummy mod by Agent Y. It is a wonderful, wonderful mod that lets you add in dummies, etc., into the seats and other places on vehicles in BeamNG. Well, today we're going to try to see if we can't make that possible on automation vehicles, and thanks to Agent Y for giving the go-ahead on modifying their mod. Alright, so we got it unpacked, where we're going to start, and let's see what we got in here. Alright, so first of all, we are going to rename this so that it's different. You know what, we'll just do ATM support. Alright. So, is it under common, Agent Y dummy driver? Let's see what we got in here. Alright, so let's see. The big thing is our mod uses the license plate slot. Okay, so this is not the one that we want because this is the Agent Y mod driver slot. Alright. So let's see which one we need. Okay, here we go. All right, well, let's jump into this and see what we can do. For automation. Oh, you know what? No, I want to. We're going to keep the original functionality with this. So we're going to do a save as. Alright. We'll just call this automation dummy. Agent Y. Okay, so this we want to make Camso mod. I'm gonna double check that that is the correct layout for that, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Actually, I just did it in no, I gotta in here, mods, unpacked, just grab a random. Alright, so where's the Camso core? There we go. Camso mod. Alright, so that's what we want to be doing with this. Okay, so then it has all the variables already. For now, we are going to take out the additional license plate. Also, it's really annoying that this doesn't automatically go to that, but alright. So let's see what we got. License plate, alright. That's fine. Alright, that's the only two places. Alright, so we'll start with that and we'll see what that gets us. So then we'll save. And we're going to come back, open up, go to get grid map. Hey, Cosmo. It's not up on the repo yet. I just submitted it, and it takes them a handful of days to review and approve. And since they were not doing any approvals since during the holidays, they're just starting back up again on Monday. It might be a week plus. But if you want a copy of it beforehand, let me know and I'll get it over to you. Alright, so let's see if our thing did anything. Yeah, I'll get that mod over to you. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Alright, go into my mods. I actually think it's small enough that I'll be able to just send it to you via Discord. And I think it ended up being 11.1 kilobytes, which is hilarious to me because 3 hours worth of, well, under 3 hours worth of work. Now, granted, a lot of that is because I have no clue what I'm doing. But 3 hours worth of work to get 11 kilobytes, 12 kilobytes of information. Alright, so let's see. Cosmo, Automation Underglow, and sent. And then, I don't know if you caught the later part of my stream yesterday when I finished it up, but it'll pop up as a main. Oh, here, let me just give you a little show. So, in vehicle config, it's under additional modification. You can select any of the basic colors. You can also select custom. Under two, oh, here, let me make it dark so you can actually see. Under tuning, there's a few different options. If you do custom, you got underglow color here. You can change your RGB values. And then underglow offset, that is for the actual lamps because it seems to come in a different place on every automation vehicle. So you have the height, which just exaggerate it, bring it up there. Let me Alt N to turn it on. So that's the actual light bars is what this does. But you can adjust your front, how far your front is front and back, how far your rear is front and back, and then how wide the side ones are to get it in line with your system. And then your coloring, select your values of whatever you're wanting. And there you go. So, obviously you'd want to get this, lined up where it makes sense, but And then you end up with a nice little looking truck. Alright. So now here's the bigger question. Let's see. Control L. We're gonna see what we can't do with. I'm trying to get the agent-wide dummy mod to work it with automation vehicles. Agent Y said go for it, but it's probably going to be very difficult to do. But we're going to give it a shot just in case. Maybe it won't be as hard as he thought. Alright, so we got dummy coming in, so that's a good start. Do I have... yeah, I got a convertible in here. Make it easier to see what's going on. Alright, and then we got in the tuning, we should have driver position. A little too high. I'm thinking that mod's almost already there. You said you thought it was going to be hard, and I... So every vehicle, obviously, you're going to have to make your own adjustments. A little too low. So then if I pop myself out here. There we go. That's alright. So steering wheel is going to be a little bit more difficult to have him actually get his hands on the steering wheel, but getting him in the vehicle is already done. Now I could also combine this with my underglow. Swap one of the, add a new slot, swap one of the slot types, and then be able to do both. But I don't know if I want to go that far yet. So does this give me all the other options? Or let's see, parts. Animated hands are in there. Okay, there we go. Alright. We can add a passenger. Give them seatbelts. Does that work? Alright, let me get the... bring it back to daylight here. Alright. So the seatbelts are not doing anything yet. Alright. What else we got in here? Interesting. Wonder what... Alright, so let's... If we switch this over, do I have... Yeah, bring out the Dwarf Stranger. And then I'm going to... Vehicle config, dummy mod, and he drops down there. Okay. And then if I come in here and I go down to auto positioning, and then Control R. Okay, he's falling through the seats, so turn that on. And he's still falling through the seats. Alright. Let's see if I go into here. Oh, we're just going to set that to empty, and we'll just manually place. Yeah, these trucks are absolutely ridiculous. It's fun. And they also gave me some ideas for some other things. Like I have the fuel tank back here. I think I can make something. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I want to use this for, but can have, like, say, you know, like those the old time gas pumps that had the glass that you could see the actual gas in the little tank and it would lower. I think I could actually set something up like that where I could actually have something that was translucent and then have something that looks like liquid inside that drops with fuel volume. But the problem is that doesn't really make sense because no one has a clear gas tank. But the fact that I can do it makes me want to do it, and I gotta think about how that's going to work. All right. Okay, driver, menu offset, let's bring him up a bit. That does not look comfortable. Whoops. Yeah, that's that looks painful. We're gonna go ahead and just lower that a little bit. Pretend that we didn't almost decapitate our dummies. Oh, but then it fall through. Okay, so if I go a little bit further forward, and then a little bit further out. A little bit higher, a little bit back. It's got to go down just a touch. Head stuck in the headliner. We gotta go down like that much. Nope, not quite. A little bit further. Oh, I'm sitting there looking at the passenger and I'm adjusting the driver. What am I doing? Okay, so then why do they fall through? If I turn fix falling through seats back off, that does not fix it. And if I turn it back on, alright. Position, or what do we got? Okay, so they're just going right through on this vehicle. Why are they going through on this vehicle and not the other vehicle? What is different? But if I move that back a little bit. Yeah, okay, so that's dropping through. Did I put in a floor on this mod? But it's still going through the seats. Let me take a look at a different. Oh, I didn't even put an interior on this one, so that's not going to be a good one to do. Did I do an interior on this truck? No. Alright, let's find. Alright. So it's working in one vehicle, it's not working in another. Let's see if we can figure out why. So, come into vehicle config. I'm here, Agent Y Universal Dummy Mod. Is that actually? Yeah, so he's mostly in this seat, but we can adjust the tuning there to come up a little bit and back a little bit. Oop, a little too far up. Yeah, so it's actually colliding with the seat in this one. Alright. And then Out of curiosity, they do fall. They do work in the bed of the truck. All right, but why is it? And if I come in here, so do this. Okay. So they are sitting above the ground. They're not sitting on the seats, but is that... Oh, I wonder if that's something how I did adjusted in BeamNG, or in automation. Let's open that one up in automation and take a look. Alright, so in here, did I adjust it? Oh, did I adjust the ride height? No, that's 0, 0, body offset 0. Okay, so it's not a ride height adjustment issue. Alright. I wonder if it's just if those seats don't have the right texture or the right whatever it would be. Alright, so we don't... That's all fine. That's all fine. Alright. So if that's all good, let's go in and try to replace the front seat with something else. So come in here and let's just grab the same race seat and see if, or grab a race seat, I think from the same pack, and see if it works with that, because then it might be just a seat issue. Alright. Alright, so there's no other export options that we need to be careful of. Alright, so if we swap this out with Control L, okay, replace current. Alright, so now we have different seats. What happens if we do the exact same thing with these seats? Let's get the driver into position. Okay, so why is it still falling through this seat when it's the same seat that there's he actually falling through on this seat as well? Ah. So it is okay, so are the fixtures non-collidable? Is that what's going on? Okay. Alright, so if we bring him back here and all the way up, we drop him back here. Oh, but is he collidable with this? Appears to be. So what's the difference between... you know what? I bet you it's collision triangle. Control T. Yep. Okay, so there's no collision triangles here, just down at the floor. Gotcha. All right, so how do we add collision, or how do we add collision triangles for seats? We could make the seat part of the mod as its own. That's going to be 3D modeling the seat and doing nodes and beams to make the collision triangles, just to drop that in a vehicle. That's a lot of work. All right, is there another way? All right, so let's see. Alright, we're gonna go back to automation and let's undo all of that. Okay, so if I just do a new car model here, and we're gonna do some various tests. So do I have a mod that's gonna work well for this? You know what, we'll go with this thing. Doesn't matter. Sure. That one didn't fit. Oh, I think I know why. Because front longitudinal. There we go. Sure, doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a test bed to work on. So then if how do we get that bottom to be up at the level of the seats? Or what else can we do? Well, out of curiosity, if I just grab a seat, sure, 3D, and I place it out here. Oh, that's okay, so that's fine. If I do another seat like that. Alright, so then if I go to export this, in the exporting, let's see, what if we if we merge the fixtures, does that get us what we need? All right, Control L to refresh the Lua. Vehicles. Grab this. So then if I do collision triangles, that's still not on those fixtures, but the fixtures are merged as part of the body. So, okay, so they adjust with that. But that would still mean that our dummies will probably not interact with the seats. But we're going to test this just to be safe. Yeah, so it goes right through the seat even with the merged fixtures. Alright, so merging fixtures does not make them do that. What if we... Let's see, can we do expand body bounds and export it? And reset the car. And it's still non-collidable. Okay, so that's all based off of how... Ooh, yeah, that's all based off of how the exporter works. Alright, so come in here. Let's take a look at one of these. Alright. Look in the main language, JSON. Okay, so node-wise, we can turn the collision triangles off for the now. Zero, 1, 2, 3 kind of would work. That one doesn't have those. Why? All right. Okay, and this is not going to be something that can be automated because it has the internal name of the mod in here. But just for testing's sake, let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, so we have 0, 1, 2, then we need 2, 3, 0. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0. Yep. So then if I save that, come back in here, refresh that. it does have a collision triangle down there, so then the dummy could interact with that theoretically. The vehicle modifier, so that only is on automation vehicles, and that should be, if you have the mod installed, activated, then it should show up on any automation vehicle. That's a default slot type that automation puts out, but that does not work on the regular vehicles, only automation. There were other mods already for standard vehicles. Yes, yep. Only automation vehicles for the underglow. Like I said, there were already I think there's a mod called Underglow for Everything, or Underglow for Every Car, which applied it for other things. And I just wanted to bring it in for automation vehicles too. Slowly trying to make all these quote-unquote universal mods universal with automation vehicles too. Yeah, the delay is something, but I guess it is what it is. Can I kind of make him sit, but I have to create that every time. So there's got to be a way to automate that instead of having to manually add that. Oh, what if... I was going to say, what if I add something to the dummy to make the dummy's collision box taller so that he could basically be sitting on the floor, but it looks like he's sitting on the seat. That seems like that would be difficult. Alright. So, how are we able to adjust this? So it'll work for basically sports cars that have the seats down on the floor. Which is a start. Alright, let's go back into here and see if there's anything in here that we can make use of. So the fixtures, that's no good. Alright. I'm pretty sure props don't have collision triangles to them. Let's get rid of this dummy. Yeah, props do not have collision triangles to them either. So if I open up Blender. And I take a look at what we have in a regular vehicle, and I copy copy one of those seats. Then I could use that, right? Because those seats should all have, those seats should all have the everything put together, and it's just a matter of placing them, I think. So let's see, we're gonna go to BeamNG drive. Oh, this is all gonna be a zip file, isn't it? It's not gonna let us. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look at the folder structure. Content. Vehicles. Do we have seats under common? It would be very convenient if we did. Racing seat. We do have a racing seat under common. Okay. Off-road seats, racing seats. All right, so I could copy this over, make it a new mod that works in the Camso mod slot, and then have a sub slot in there for the dummy. So that would get us what we need. But getting this to attach... Okay, we're gonna copy that over and see just how hard that actually would be. So, come back over here. We are going to bring the whole racing seat folder. Drop that into my modding folder. We'll call this new folder here. All right, so we got. This will be ATM dash. We're gonna have to go into we're gonna have to open up the DAE as well. Import DAE. Racing seat, import, and we will rename this to be ATM dash. We will rename this to the ATM dash. All right. So then we can export that DAE right back to the same folder. And we'll do just the racing seat to begin with. Oh, you know, no, I also need to do a edit batch rename. And this will be materials. And do find racing seat and change that to ATM dash racing seat. Alright, renamed one material. Perfect. We gotta export that again. Export DAE. RacingSeat.DAE. Okay. So then I can come back in here. I can get rid of my mistake. Come into racing seat. This would be ATM dash. Slot type will be Camso mod. Slots. We will have a new slot in here. We'll call this dummy. Nothing for the default. Add dummy to the seat. I'll just do add dummy. Okay, bracket, comma. And this has to be ATM dash. This also has to be ATM dash. Okay, you know what? We will just do find all race and change it to ATM dash race. Replace all and go back and fix things that don't need to be that. Alright. And we'll also do the same thing with racing and do ATM racing. And replace all for that. Okay. So then we have ourselves seats that can be part of Camso mod. And these seats do have collision triangle. Now we need to add beams. And I'm going to look at mod from yesterday. The Underglow mod. Because in there we found some points that were basically that stayed in the relatively same location on every vehicle that I exported. So if we can beam our seats to that point, then theoretically, no matter how we do the offset, that should then work, maybe. Honestly, I'm just saying things out loud and pretending that maybe it might actually do something useful. Alright, so we're the a 15, 16, a 12, 15, 16, and 19. So we want to do additional beams here. You're not wrong, Cosmo, but also at the same time, anyone that knows what they're doing, if they stumble across this, they're just going to be like, wow, this guy is completely clueless. But, alright. So we're going to come in here, add a whole nother section of beams. And then, basically, we need to do all of these. All right. So we take all of the existing beams here, and then we are going to do a 12, a 15, a 16, what did I say, 20 for the last one, 19. Oops. All right. So then come back in here. A 19, and then we'll just do this one to A12 again, this one to A15, and this one to A16. And now we have a bunch of beams, and we want to make this, where do they have beam strength? Okay, beam strength already is max. Perfect. Then we don't need this line then. All right. So if I go back into mods folder, go to the unpacked folder, we're gonna make a new folder in here. This will call, we'll just do ATM seat dummy. Gives us something to start with. And I always forget it would be under vehicles, then common. Okay. So new folder called vehicles. Inside there, new folder called common. Inside there, we're gonna come over here, copy all of this, bring it into there. I wanted to copy, not drag and drop. There we go. And then if I go back into Beam now, we might be able to see a chair or a racing seat as an option. Got to Control L, the Lua. Alrighty. And place current. Alright. right, so then we go into vehicle config, additional modification. Front left ATM race seat. All right, so I get the beams back off. Okay. Okay, so we do have this in here. Let's see, is this put it in slow motion and respawn? Put it in slow motion and respawn the car. Is the seat falling through everything? I think that's where it's actually. Yep, okay, so that's where it's starting. Okay, so we just need to offset the seat up and then reference the correct file name so that we get the actual item. Now, does that have a collision triangle? It does. Okay. So that's progress, maybe. It's something. Alright, so back into the code. And back into Blender. So ATM-racing seat, ATM-racing seat base. So that's what we're looking at here. So I come back into this and flex bodies. Ah, that got in there twice because I did the. I had to go over everything. Okay. So this is the TM Racing Seats J beam. Copy that, paste it back into here, overwrite. Jump back into beam, refresh. And do we see the seat? No. Perfect. Just what I wanted. All right. Not all automation vehicles have that option, it seems. That is very odd because that is something that automation themselves says is in every vehicle. Let's see. Huh. I'll have to look into that and see why that might be the case. I trust you. I'm just confused. But well, sorry to make your afternoon, or I guess it's still morning. Jeez, sorry to make your morning so difficult. Alright, so why is that? Because of materials, right? So if I come back into my common folder here, main materials, we want to do this to be ATM dash. And I think we can still reference all the existing stuff so that I don't need to bring that into the mod and keep the mod a little bit smaller. So that's now saved, and if I refresh, any chance of seeing it? Nope. Why not? Oh, because I don't have a, oh, wait, no, there should be a... It should already have its own group. ATM Racing Seat FL there. ATM Racing Seat FL is group. So we have nodes, we have group. Flex body. Oh, flex body is just ATM dash racing seat. So this one. Oh wait, that was all one word. Yep. So if we do that, save, and copy that back over from our working directory to our mod directory. Place the file, Control R, and we have a seat with no texture. All right. So then we are going to go back to the underglow, and we are going to steal my variables section, bring it in here, hey, Cosmo, I wonder, were you looking at, are they automation vehicles that you made a while ago, or are they recent? So I'm wondering if it's something that was added in a more recent update. But yeah, we'll get that figured out though. All right, so we want to do seat height. Right, you know what you do? Seat X, seat Y, seat Z. X, seat Y, and seat Z. And we can get rid of this one. All right, so now we can move our seat up to 1.5 meters in each direction. Call this seat Z offset. That's X, Y, Z. X, Y, and Z. Okay, just the X offset of the seat. Copy that. Paste. Paste. Make that a Y. Make that a Z. Okay. Subcategory is going to be seat offset. Save that. Okay, we're gonna copy $ seat X, and we are gonna come down to so it's that changes things. Okay, no, that doesn't change things. That's fine. We can do work with this. All right, so we're gonna change the slot type to be driver seat, and this will be D seat X, D seat Y, D seat Z. We're gonna save this. We're also going to copy this again, basically duplicate this, and we're going to call this, we're going to call this one ATM D racing seat, and that will be, so pull this up. ATM D race seat. Driver race seat. Okay. And we can pull the variables out of here because we're not going to use variables in this one. And we can go back to the ATM racing seats. And this is now just going to be ATM-race-seats. And this will be racing seats. We have that variable in there. And then this slot type will be the CAMSO mod. And then this is going to have a slot under it that will be, no, we want this to just be driver dash seat. Okay. Copy that. S. Come back to this one and get rid of this. Make that in there. Make that in there. Make this driver seat. Oops, looks like I lost some parts. There we go. And we do not need that to be a core slot. And we do not need any flex bodies for this one. We do not need any nodes or beams for this one. Or triangles. Okay. And then we can get rid of the other seat. All right. So then if I come back in, we're going to copy all of this. Oop, that's not what we wanted. Oh yeah, it is what we wanted. But we need to go into common here, and then we're going to paste all of it. Replace the files. Done. All right. So then to this one, vehicle config, additional modification. And apparently I have an issue. What's... no errors there. Oh wait, up here. Okay. ATM racing seat, J-beam. Okay, you know what? We're gonna let's clean this up right now. ATM dash. ATM dash. And then if we get rid of all of these, Alright, so then make this ATM dash, ATM dash. Alright, Control S. Okay. So then now, does this have? No. Okay. ATM dash race seats. ATM D race seats. Oh, I need to Control A, Control C. No, I don't want to do all of them. I just want to do this, this, and this. Copy, paste those 3 files. Okay, come back in here, refresh. Vehicle config. Still not in there. Check for errors. Slot nil. Reset the default part. As a wished part, ATM-ATM-race-seat was not found, but I don't think there's anything that references that anymore, is there? Alright, so let's look at close out of these. Okay. Come back into COM and we're gonna open up racing seat. Okay, and we're gonna open up. Well, first, we just want to get the main ATM racing seats.jbeam. Okay, so what if we get rid of variables for now since we're not using them? And we'll also pull up the language on here. And information, yep. Slots, yep. Okay, so wait, where's... Oh, there, I'm missing another bracket there, aren't I? Yep, okay. So then now if I do it... Control R this. Vehicle config. And still not. You know what? We are going to go to deactivate that one and just use the ATM seat dummy. refresh. Okay. So now, what errors do we have? Still unable to decode that. Okay. Why are we unable to decode that? Open bracket. ATM race seats, open bracket. Information, open bracket. Oh, I'm missing a closed bracket on information. That's what was going on. Or wait, no, that's... No, okay, that information, close bracket. Variables is commented out. This should not be here. There we go. Let's try that. Racing seats. Got it. Okay. So now we have racing seats in there, driver seat, driver race seat. Alright. So then I can come back into this. We are going to copy all of this, and we're going to paste it here. And we're going to get rid of that. And this will be passenger seat. Slot type will be passenger seat. Alright. All of that should be fine for now. Alright. Now we come in here and we're going to add another slot type. And this one is going to be passenger seat. Okay. So then we come back in here, refresh, and we're going to get rid of the driver seat, and we're going to add a passenger seat. Okay. Okay, so now we need to move the position of the passenger seat and the driver's seat. So that means we need to come back into the initial one, and then we can take all those comments out, and we're going to copy all of that. Paste all of that. Make that passenger seat, so it can be P. And so this is going to be driver seat offset. And this would be passenger seat offset. All right. Now I need to reference the, let's see. So we want to have a slot offset. So BeamNG slot offset. Yeah, so it's node offset. So that's all right. BeamNG node offset. Alright, JBeam, no, that's the reference nodes, don't really care about that. Slots, okay, here's node offset XYZ. Where's the example? Copy that. Come over here. And do comma space paste, and this will be node offset, so that is quote, oh nope, oh no, that's right, yeah, it's quote $, oh wait, no, I need to keep the yeah, just right here, quote $ equals $ d seat x, quote, copy, paste, d seat y, d seat z, copy all of this. Come down here, we're gonna paste it right there, and then that becomes passenger seat P, passenger seat P, and passenger seat P here. All right, save that. Come back in here, Control R, and something's not showing up, right? Unable to decode, so I made a mistake. invalid near 18. Okay. Oh, I didn't close off after variables. Okay. Now, okay, so we have a seat in there. Now if I come into vehicle config tuning, passenger seat offset, Z, apply, go a little higher, and go X, apply. Okay, why is the X not moving? Did I screw that up? X equals P seat X. P seat X. I didn't mistype any of that, right? Because that's all. Okay, so why does X and Y work, or Y and Z work, but X doesn't? That doesn't make sense. Well, it probably makes sense, but I don't understand it. Does not make sense to me. Alright, so we got our variable in here. We are doing a node offset. Our X value for the node offset is the variable X for the passenger seat, P seat X. Let me make sure that P seat X doesn't have anything incorrect with it. No, that all looks good. Not missing any quotes anywhere, am I? No, it all looks correct. So down here, not missing any quotes, right? So we have Z and Y are working, X is not. That does not make sense to me. Well, let's come back in here and let's add the driver's seat. And then tuning driver's seat. Okay. Now does, oops, not that, the driver's seat X work? No. Why not? That doesn't make sense. All right. So come back in here. what if we just do a 0 plus in front of that? And same thing over here. Might have to be plus 0, but oh, well, that's one thing that's incorrect. I needed to do I need to change in this all of these. So this down here, Control F, replace SF with PSF. Replace all in selection. All right, that way we were having the two seats with the same node numbers. Now the passenger seat and the driver's seat have different node names. I'm guessing that did not solve our problem, but prevented us from having another problem, so I guess that's good. Okay, am I missing something with node offset? Okay, so we're going to do this, copy, and then in here okay, so we have a group here, paste. Have any other groups? No. Okay. Can we get rid of position and scale? Oh, position on here. We can leave scale in. Control S, Control R. No, I screwed up something. Okay, what did I screw up in here? Language, JSON. Oh, this needs that. There we go. Driver's seat. And passenger seat. Tuning. Come down here. X offset. Anything? Still no. But the Y offset still works. And Z offset still works. Okay, so this is all range. 0.15 Z offset. Yeah, that doesn't. That doesn't make sense. Just out of curiosity. Let's just make X and Y both reference the same variable. Okay, so there's some reason it does not want to offset X at all. So even if I move the Y, it only moves the Y and not the X, despite them both referencing the same variable. Let's literally just copy and paste just to make sure everything looks fine, but yep, no, still all right. Now, just out of curiosity, oh, I didn't add the dummies in there yet. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have to go find out why this does not want to offset in the X direction. Does not make sense to me, but yeah, because let's see, we'll go back up to the driver's seat here, flex bodies, we'll get rid of the position, get rid of this there, and we can scale it, that's fine. But still nothing. Is there any errors with that? Material mapping, that's fine. That's another mod. So there's no errors. It just will not move in the X direction. Alright, well, if anyone out there knows why it wouldn't want to move in the X direction, let me know, because I don't know. I am not sure why that is doing that. But so yeah, we have the whole slot moved. The flex bodies are being created at the slot. Flex body is being put on adjusted to these, but these would be referenced to the node offset. Beams would be fine. Triangles would be fine. So I don't get it. I don't know what it is, but I think we're gonna have to save that for another time. Thanks for everyone that watched, and hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully later I can jump back in this and maybe have an answer. Alright, have a good one, everyone.